this off. I know. Let me get you some milk. Hang on. Let's wait till we get our first person comment, and then we'll get you some milk. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. We got some folks. We got some folks visiting, or some folks tuning in yet? Nope, not yet. Doesn't seem like it. We're doing a live stream for. I don't know. I just kind of felt like it. I was sitting here. I'm like, yeah, it's a nice morning. Sierra's having a good day, so I figured we'd just go ahead and start doing some stuff here. So I'm gonna get Sierra some milk. Let's see here. Let me turn this around. Yeah, let's go from here. Get you some milk, sweetie. All right, I don't know. Oh, we got a couple people tuning in now. So we're getting Sierra some milk this morning. So I just grabbed her milk out of the fridge, and she's doing good. She's excited to go outside. She's, let me turn the camera around here. Okay, what's that not working? There we go. We got little Miss Sierra here in the house. What you got, sweet girl? All right, we got your milk, sweetie. Let's get you some here. Hey, what's up, Jennifer? Thanks for tuning in. We just I was just sitting here. I thought, why don't we just go ahead and fire up a live stream? So I fired it up, and Pumpkin, that's for you. Those are your treats. You go ahead. You go ahead, little sweetie. That's for you. Yeah, little pumpkins. There you go. Hey, what's up, Diane? How you doing? All right, sweetie. You go ahead and you get your treats. I'm gonna do a little tour outside. So it's a beautiful morning here. I got my awning up. Hey, what's up, Tyler? How's it going, man? Got my awning up because it's finally warmed up here. It went from like freezing every day, like temperatures in the 30s with winds in the 50s, it seemed, to now it's, oh, there you go, girl. I don't think you had your milk, sweetie. To now it's like, it was 80 yesterday and 45 last night, really pleasant. But then it's supposed to get down to freezing again, temperatures in the evening time coming up. I think this weekend. Hang on one second, I got something on the camera here. All right, that's better. All right, let's take a walk around the property this morning. I've already been getting the hot tub up to temperature. So you see the fires going there. We got up this morning, got up around 5:30. And so got the tub going there, all ready to hang out. And yeah, Starry Crown, she's definitely doing better. It's like a couple days ago, she was kind of breathing heavy and all that stuff. Let's see, where'd you go, girl? Got my Jackery stuff there. I've been filming a review for that. Where'd you go, sweetie? Let's see. She walked over here somewhere. I think she's probably got to use the restroom. Oh, there she is right there. What you got, girl? This is kind of her spot to hang out at. So, hey, what's going on, Emmy Green? How you doing? And Grace O'Souza, thanks for tuning in. So, yeah, it's a good morning here. It's real nice weather. It's probably, 50 right now, or probably about 60 right now. And so it's been a real nice day. I've been working a bunch. Let me show you. I've been going around and like getting all the debris over here, getting it all kind of organized because I want to get it all taken care of and taken down to the lower meadow today. And then, hey, what's up, Joseph? How you doing? And Denver Survival Company. Yeah, I'm in Arizona right now. I'm at my property in Arizona. There's kind of looking to the west. Yeah, camper dude, no joke. It's crazy the difference here. Hey, what's up, Laura? How you doing? 73 in Chicago. Nice. That sounds like a really good temperature. Here's little Miss Sierra. What you doing, sweetie? Come here. Oh, I know. You're just a happy girl. So this is my view looking west. So the saddle right, let me show you here. The saddle right here is where the sun sets every night. Right there. Sorry, my fingers are dirty. I've been working with the fire. But that's where the sun sets every evening. And then here's the little road that I made that goes back to different parts of my property. And then here's looking towards the ridge over here that I have behind me. I've got this big old ridge that comes up, and there's a rock right there that's got some rock art on it, some Native American rock art. And then a P.S. Smith. Good morning, I can't stay one of this. Oh, cool. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks. I hope you have a great day. And then here's the view from my hot tub. So it's like I sit here and then kind of look out on this, and the storms all roll in from this direction right here. And so it makes it to where, like, when it was snowing, or if it was monsoon season, monsoon season will be hitting here in like 2 months. Let's see, April, more like 2.5 months, probably like by the time July. So Matthew Linder, no, land's not that expensive. It kind of depends. Some people are overpaying, Thanks, Joseph, I appreciate that. Some people are overpaying for stuff out here, but I got this prior to COVID. And so COVID really jacked up the prices for a lot of stuff because in this area where I'm at, I'm in northern Arizona, about an hour west of Flag. in this area, before, like the specific area that I'm in, before COVID, they had like 2 real estate transactions a year, and then averaged that for like 20 years. Then once COVID hit, they had 22 a year. And yeah, Tyler, I was the same way. I love watching the storms roll in as well. But they've had 22 a year since. And some Yahoo down the street, and they're from out of town. I don't know where they're from, but they paid 90 grand for 9 acres. And oh, Denver Survival Company. No, I've only seen one scorpion the entire time I've been out here. So, have you ever been to the end around accident in New York? Oh no, I'm not familiar with that. So hey, what's up, Steve? Borg Resistance. Thanks for tuning in. So yeah, the land out here. So I got 14 acres out here, and granted, I have like a pretty choice parcel. I'm up on a ridge. Like if you look down over there is like the lower area. That's probably about 50, 75 feet in elevation lower. And my property is right at 5,900 feet. It's like 5,965 feet or something like that. And then I've got these cool old growth junipers all over the place. And then it's mixed in with like pinyon pine. And then I do have some high altitude cactus. And these are really pretty. These are going to start blooming once monsoon season. It's really awesome. And same with these cactus right here. These bloom like crazy. So it's awesome. Carl, no, I've only experienced one pack rat. I've only experienced one pack rat out here. And ended up that I think a coyote got it. I heard a skirmish out here one night, and it used to camp, or not camp, it used to live underneath my hot tub because I have it up on crates. And so, so yeah, Matthew, the property's good out here, dude, because like no one comes out here. I think the reason why is because there's no way to live out here unless you either work online or you bring your money with you, or you just visit every once in a while. But even on the weekends, people just don't visit. Hey, what's up, Rick? Thanks for tuning in from Florida. And so people don't visit, you know, like there's a guy across the street and his name's Steve, real nice guy. I've only met him once, but he bought the property like 3 years ago, about the same time I bought this one. And he's only been out once. And I think that a lot of people want to have it just in case, so like a place to go or maybe hunt or something like that. Because the hunting in northern Arizona is really good. The elk population up here is insane. Excuse me, and same with the deer. So those are both good seasons. But the thing about it though is like the economics, you know, a lot of people can't figure out how to make money. Because like if you go into town, either Seligman, Ash Fork, or Prescott, it's a long drive. And so you got that expense to deal with. There's not that many jobs in those towns. Like Prescott's got some jobs, but that's a solid from here. Because with the way the Forest Service roads link up to go to Prescott, if you don't take the highway, which is an hour and a half to get there, it takes you about 3 hours on Forest Service roads. So, Matthew, so the temperatures that I get there in the peak summer in July, it reaches up to almost 100. And then the nighttime temperatures, it still stays relatively cool at night. There's a lot of fluctuation. I'll get like 55 at night, you know, like in the dead of summer, like maybe a 60-degree night if it's really hot out. But you know how it is in Arizona though. If you have shade, like you feel fine. If you're in full sun, you would definitely feel it because it's a huge difference. The sun out here is so intense. It's way more intense than other places I've been. Oh, somebody was asking, who do I contact? The realtor that I worked with actually passed away. This was his property and he wanted to sell it. And so I came out here and looked at a different parcel that he had for sale. And he was like, hey, I got this parcel over here. You want to check it out? It's a little bit more expensive, but you can have it. I got this. It's 14 acres. It's actually like 14 and a half acres. And I got it for $20,500. And so I saved up my money when I was on the road and I paid cash because I didn't want to have any payments. That's why I stayed on the road for so long. And I had some months on YouTube before things turned south, you know, that really did well. So I was able to pay cash for all the stuff out here, which I'm thankful for. So I don't have any payments, which is nice. So that's another thing too, is like, if you can limit all of your, you know, your bills and try to make it to where you don't have monthly payments, then, you know, it gives you a lot of flexibility and you can live a little bit cheaper. Cause like you can work the land out here. You know, yeah, Carl, I was going to say, you know, you can work your own land and get things set up. I have a buddy, it's a Riverx Overland. I have a buddy who's got, you know, chickens and goats and quail, and I mean tons of stuff, meat birds and everything. And he trades a lot. Like he does he'll bargain and barter with stuff. I'm starting to do that now because with a lot of the battery companies that I'm working with, some of the batteries may not be ideal for like truck camping or something, but they're good for like, doing a build project here at the property or whatever it may be. And so what I'm planning to do is when hunting season comes around, I've got a friend, Tim, lives down the road, and he does real good with the elk hunts every year. And I was telling him, I was like, hey, if you want to trade like a lithium ion battery for a bunch of elk meat, he's like, yeah, he's like, heck yeah. He's like, I'll totally do that. And so, it's nice. And then also too, like the wood out here, I've never paid for any wood. Obviously, I got a ton of it. The lower meadow has got tons of wood. I mean, there's lots of dead standing old growth juniper, which that stuff's so hard as a rock and burns forever, and it smells great. And then I've also got pinyon pine. Hey, what's up, Marla? How you doing? Here, I want to show you where Sierra's at. So Sierra likes to chill in the sun, in the morning sun. What's up, sweet girl? Chill in the morning sun over there. Takes naps and stuff after breakfast. We had a good breakfast this morning. I made her eggs, and then I made some French toast with like this brioche style bread. It was really good. But down over here, so if you see this view's kind of open right here, and I did have some large pinyon pines, and then also some pretty big old growth junipers down there. And I cut them down because I'm going to use those to actually build an awning over my camper. And so what I want to do is I just want to get it out of the sun and have it to where in the dead of summer, even when it's like 100 degrees out, it'll be cool in there, because if you're out, it's weird. It can be super hot out here. And if you're in the shade, it's cool, especially if there's a little breeze. So I think the lack of humidity lends itself to being to where, like, when you're out of the sun and you've got a little bit of a breeze on you, you're all set. Hey, someone's asking how my stomach's doing. It's doing all right. I mean, I still definitely have issues, but it's a lot better than it was. And I've been able to put on some weight, which is good. So I actually bought supplements to start working out again and see if I can gain some more weight. So like protein shakes and creatine and all that stuff. So we'll see. I actually used to lift weights quite a bit when I was when I was living, in Denver before I hit the road. I got to one point I was 195 and it was just all muscle. So it'd be kind of cool to get back there. I've been skinny for a long time because living on the road, your diet, you can only take a limited amount of food with you. And so your diet kind of gets kind of bland. And as a result of it, and also being on your feet all day long and backpacking on trails and stuff like that, and running around with Sierra like literally every day, then I just got skinny. And then with the Giardia, I got really skinny. But here, I want to come in here and show you all my camper real quick. So this is kind of nice. This is what the awning brings me. I got this awning from a gal in California that makes these by hand, and this is an 11-foot long by 9-foot awning, and I got it for like, I think it was like $320, which is really cheap compared, because that's a cool looking awning, I think, and it kind of matches the stuff here. So anyway, but here's the interior of my camper. Let me put this down. Just kind of looking back toward my kitchen area, and then also where I put my stove. I just poured that out. What I did was I took a pane of glass out of the window and just poured it out there and put a little metal stove jack. But that's looking towards the kitchen area with like my power station. I'm using the EcoFlow Delta Pro down there, which I'll be doing a 1-year review on that. And I think I got it in May of last year. So probably the second week of May, I'll do that. And Matthew, I was thinking about going to Overland Expo, but everything kind of depends on how Sierra's doing. And so I've got plans right now to do stuff this summer, but it's all contingent upon Sierra feeling okay. And that girl just continues to shock me. The other day she was kind of whimpering when she was walking around and stuff. Then this morning she gets out and she starts running around again. So I just think she's tough as nails, And I can feel the way that dogs, the rear end is built anatomically. You got anal sacs on both sides. Well, the right one was taken out because that was where the original cancer, hit. Well, the left one is impacted now, and you can see it. It's actually sticking out of her skin a little bit. I know it gives her a lot of discomfort, and so I carry her up into the camper. I make sure that when she jumps down from the bed, I put these pillows down on the ground to soften her blow. because she doesn't like it when I grab her or when I let her down. She wants to continue to go down. And when I've tried to grab her, like, to pick her up to pull her down, she'll jump, and then when she does, it hits the middle part of her chest instead of the front part, which the middle part is where the tumors are, and then she yelps. So I go ahead and let her get down, but on the hard floor here, what I'll do is I'll just take these pillows like this, and then just throw it on the ground, and she can jump down on that, and that seems to help. She doesn't whimper with that at all, and I can tell it's like a soft landing for her. And then in the morning time, she'll just come out here to the kind of the upper area. If you can, I'll turn around here and I'll show you. You can kind of see how this is up on a ridge. You can see how it goes down, and then like it's kind of hard to tell, I guess, but you can see with like the trees and stuff like that. We're kind of at tree canopy height over here. There's another ridge that goes right there, and there's a lake on the other side of that, which is really cool. And so this is kind of our stomping ground areas. And I do have it to where, let's see here. What do you do for food there? That's cool, Denver Survival. I don't mind the questions. I like it. It gives me something to talk about. Otherwise, I just blabber forever. I kind of feel like I've got, just kind of talking too much. No, for food. So my buddy's got a huge garden and also has all those chickens and meat birds and all that stuff. So I get a lot of stuff from him. And then I've been making a run into Prescott about once a month. So we actually have done 2 runs into town now because I was just camping at a wilderness area near my place. And somebody's asking about the UP in Michigan. Not yet, but I want to. I want to go up there and camp. But so when we were down there camping, we could drive into Prescott. So we just went and got supplies for like the next couple 3 weeks. And so how to use a meat bag for a little bit. Oh, that's cool, Rick. Thanks for that suggestion. That's a good idea. So hey, Lori, how you doing? And Keith, I'm streaming on Starlink right now, and so I've got the Starlink set up. I got my little deal right there. But this is also like my front work area here, and I've been cleaning it up a little bit. Let me come back here. I'll show you. This is kind of it all. This is the first area that I really cleared out when I got the property, because it's real heavily wooded, and it took forever to clean this stuff out, especially these like scrub oak bushes. Those things are the worst because they have like all the little leaves have like 5 points on them, and the points are actually little barbs, so they hit you. But once I got it all cleared out, it's real nice because this is like the flattest area of my property, and it's the highest area too. So I've got great views looking all around. Do get a little bit of wind up here, but the camper is all protected by these big old growth junipers that I have right in here, so it's all good. And hey, what's up, William? You're asking. Sierra's doing fine. She had a good life too. Yeah. She's I'm real thankful that we had so many good adventures, and I adopted her, and we just hit the road. Like I got her from that rescue center out in Loveland, and they got her from, or not Loveland, Lakewood in Denver, and they got her from this rescue center in Page here in northern Arizona, up by the Grand Canyon. And so I feel good that she's had such a good life. I am disappointed, of course, it's going to be cut short. Usually cattle dogs, her breed, the red healer, they can go to like 14 to 16 years. That's not uncommon. Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing, man? Dive Talks here. So how do you get better sitting out there? yeah. Well, it's the Starlink. So I just got that all dialed in. And so that's really helpful. I mean, that's amazing. Before this, I used a cellular router, and I am kind of lucky out here. There's not a lot of cell service in this area, but if we flip it around here, the top of that hill right there, there's cell towers on the top of it. And so I was able to you can barely kind of see them up there. And that's actually a really cool area. There's a 170 acre parcel on the top there. And it's really incredible. It's like at 6,600 feet up there. They get a ton of snow. And every time the monsoon roll through, that like little mountaintop there is always in the clouds. And so I know a guy that's on the backside of that has a property. He's like, dude, we are always in the clouds during monsoon season. It's crazy. It's just so cool. And the trees up there, it's mainly just old growth juniper, alligator juniper, and pinyon. There's no scrub juniper. So like, that's what I don't like about some of the lower areas is they've got scrub juniper. Like in my lower meadow, I've got scrub juniper, and I don't really care for that. But it makes fine wood to throw in the stove. So you can cut it down and just let it season, and you're good to go. Looking back, let's see here. Let me readjust my router real quick. I'm gonna put it up higher so we can go take a walk back here. So let me put that right there. All right, let's go over here. I want to show you all the little cowboy cabin that I've got. If it starts breaking up, let me know in the comment section because I'll be able to see it. Starlink usually holds pretty good, but here's the little cowboy cabin that I've got that I'm building, and the back area right there is what I'm going to turn into like kind of more of like a livable space. Oh, camper dude, you're asking about the limitations on camping on the property. There are limitations to it. Like they don't. The limitation is you just get a camper. Like this is what the president of the Property Owners Association told me around here. He's like, number one, the county never comes around. He's like, we're so far off the county maintenance road schedule. We're not even on, like, they don't even come out here to plow the roads. We take care of all of our roads. So we're really far out. As a result, the county doesn't come out here. Another law, hey, Hobbit Hole, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Another law is that the county can't just come on your property and start snooping around. They have to have either a complaint filed against you by a neighbor, or like you have to have like a million guns going off with like cannons blazing and all that stuff to making a ton of racket. Otherwise, they don't have the right to come on your property, and they legally can't. So when I bought out here, the president of the Property Owners Association told me, he's like, we don't ever call the cops, and we never call the county. He's like, all disputes, if there are any, which there never are, he said, any disputes between neighbors are just taken care of amongst themselves. That way we don't have anybody out here snooping around. He told me, he's like, none of my stuff's permanent. And he said, I don't see a reason to be. You know, he's like, it's just a little tiny cabin. It's a dry cabin. There's nothing in it. He goes, I use an external power source. I bring it with me, like the lithium-ion batteries and stuff like that. And so out here, you can build 400 square feet without a permit. The trick around it is they try to get you with stuff like, oh, if you use this type of foundation, you got to permit it. If you use this type of, siding, you got to permit it. And that's not true. Like, I've not seen anybody out here permit anything. Now I actually have a living space. My camper over there, my living space is on wheels. And so therefore, there's no foundation to it. And I'm coming and going enough to where no one can say that I'm here full time, because I'm not. I'll go to Colorado for like, 6 months at a time. I'll go truck camp for 2 or 3 weeks at a time. This is kind of a home base. And so a lot of people up here do that. They like use these properties for like a home base because the codes are so relaxed. And you don't have to have, like, if you have a camper on your property in Colorado, a lot of them say in order to do that, you can only do it for 6 months at a time. And then you have to build a permanent structure. Well, out here, you can leave a camper on your property as long as you want. You don't have to build a permanent structure, nor do you have to have a permit pulled to be building anything. And so I've noticed the closer that you get to cities, the more stringent the codes become. So as far out as you can get, the less hassle you'll receive. And it really is live or let live out here. People don't care, And so I'm just camping out permanently. Steve Borger does that. Right on, man. Well, me too. That's actually what I kind of like doing. I don't want to be in a big old house. I don't know why, but when I get into a house, I don't sleep well. But if I'm out here, if I'm sleeping in the back of my truck or sleeping on the ground or sleeping in a tent, I sleep great. So who knows? I don't get it. But let's come over here. Let me know if the picture quality is diminished at all. Here's looking into the cowboy cabin itself. I've just got these up here temporarily. These are the metal roofing that I got from my neighbor. But you can tell, I don't know if this is gonna hold. You can tell right here what's sanded and what isn't. Like, this is sanded and stained, and this is not. And so this wood, and then this is sanded and stained. This is Brazilian red oak. And then here's looking to the west here. I had a pack rat. This was where a pack rat was kind of hanging out. You can see pack rat was in here chilling all winter. So when I opened this back up, I had to shuffle this out, and the pack rat went running. But here's some of the reclaimed wood that I got, and then there's some more wood over there. And so I've got more building materials. I've got some more metal roofing over there, and then also I've got a water tote over there, which I'm going to cut the top off of it and raise it up and then make a shower out of that. And then the bottom part will be like kind of like the tub area. Somebody was asking about South Dakota. Yeah, I used to have South Dakota tags, but I never did get a license because I ended up buying the property out here. And the cool thing about Arizona is when you do your vehicle registration out here in Arizona, you can do it for up to 5 years. And I did vehicle registration for 5 years plus a personalized tag that like has like cool graphics on the back of it and all that stuff. Hey, what's up, Foot TV? How's it going? Personalized graphics on the back of it and everything. And it cost me $120, which I was like, that's great. Because Colorado, it's like the registration out there was not cheap at all. I think just for the year for my truck, keep in mind it's 2005 Tacoma. Just for the year, it was like $260, I think, or something like that. So it's like Colorado, unfortunately, has a huge increase in costs. Let's see what else. Let's come back over here and see what little Sierra's doing. What you got, sweet girl? Oh, let me grab your milk. Hang on. Pour her some milk, and then so hey, William. Yeah, I'll get to it. It's been snowing here since, and it was cold. It was freezing until 3 days ago, and so I just haven't had a chance to work on it just due to the weather. But I have been doing some sanding. Got most of the interior sanded. That took forever. I figured I didn't want to show you guys that. That's pretty boring. So got that done, and then I need to get a friend over here to help me with the roof because it's not a good idea to do it myself. I got to be mindful of that and not be like, not be like total Rambo gung ho, with build projects, because I could get injured out here and no one would find me. So I have to be mindful of that. So Sierra's doing good. She's had a good morning so far. We had a good breakfast. She had eggs with a little bit of bacon in it. I had French toast with brioche bread, and also some bacon with that. And then let's see, we had some bananas and strawberries to go on top of the French toast, which is pretty good. But today what I need to do is I need to clean up. Ah, thanks, Greg, I appreciate that. Treat for the puppy. What's up, Kevin? How you doing? Let's see, if you have 2 properties in Colorado. Let's see, hang on here. 1 in New Mexico. Oh, cool, that's awesome. For two people, we'll have to chat about that. I'm looking at getting, here, Keith has a question. Is it unusual for remote property owners to rent camp spots month by month? No, I see it. I see it out here. I see people that have like that hip camp, set up, and then people can come and do it. Also, too, like there's been people in town that have asked me. They're like, "Hey, you live out, in that one area. It's real cool." I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "If you ever want to rent a spot, I'd love to like come out there for the summer or something and just chill." And I thought about it because, if they're in the lower meadow, I'd never hear them. So, all right, let's see here. Matthew, do I get a lot of, let's see here. What was that? A lot of monsoon. Oh, yeah. The monsoon activity here is crazy. It is crazy. Last summer, it was every day. Like from literally middle of June till October started. And what's cool about that is I have a seasonal creek down in the lower part of my property. And, I'll have a whole Mr. Breakfast. I'll do some more soon. I got some good breakfast stuff that I can do out here. I'm gonna put my 4-log stove out here and have it as a cook station in the morning because it gets too hot in there in the morning, and I want to have it to where the camper stays cool all day. But let's see, what was I talking about? I was telling you guys a story and then I totally spaced it. Sorry, y'all, I forgot. But anyway, out here, I think we were talking about property. So anyway, so back to property. So I found this just kind of by accident because the realtor, was like, "Well, I have a personal property that I'm selling." Then he passed away like 3 days before we were going to close. So, the seasonal creek. Thanks, Matthew. So the seasonal creek, which is down just down there, I can actually hear it from up here on the ridge. That flows full time during the monsoon season, which is really cool. And so having that out here is it's just great, and it flows so much. Like when it first starts flowing, the way that the soil is out here, it's just like red soil. When it first starts flowing, it's a little cloudy, the water, but then after like 2 days of it flowing, it just turns clear. So it's literally like you have like a little creek on your property. So I've cut in a big area down there for me to put my camper at, because I want to take this down there during the summertime. I may end up, depending on how things go, with revenue. YouTube revenue is really kind of poor right now, just due to all the stuff they've been doing to creator accounts. But depending on how that goes, I would like to pick up another old vintage camper and just throw it down there and have a permanent place down there. Because even during the wintertime, when it snows enough, excuse me, and you get those days in the wintertime out here that are like 50 degrees, every once in a while it'll spike like that and all the snow will melt and that creek will start running again. And there's a lot of animal activity down there, which is really cool. Oh, hey, what's up, Greg? Thank you for the support, man. For a treat, Brian. Let's show some support. All right, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's been kind of crazy. It's been tough. Like, YouTube went from being awesome every month in revenue to like $1,000 a month for the last year and a half. So it's been frustrating because before that, I had all these plans of like different things I was going to do. And I had like kind of a new rig idea. Oh, there's a bunch of falcons over there. I had a new rig idea which I wanted to incorporate. And I also wanted to build my own custom camper, but that's kind of all shelved just due to financial stuff. And to like any, I want to make sure still have a cushion for Sierra stuff because, you know, like CT scans, like every time we've got 2 CT scans for her, each one of those is $2,700. And then you have the doctor, you know, visit on top of it. And every doctor visit I do with her is a minimum of 400 because we do x-rays, and then we also do a lot of blood work just to kind of see where things are at. And so her care total, like we raised 20,000 with that GoFundMe, which people were so kind with that. Like I wasn't going to do a GoFundMe. I was just going to pay for it myself, you know, because I was like, well, I've got savings. And but people demanded it. They're like, no, if you don't do that, we're gonna do it, and then we're gonna call the hospital and we're gonna pay your bills. I'm like, okay. I was like, I'll do a GoFundMe. But people were so nice about that. So we raised 20 grand, but right now we're like at about 23,000 now for her. Yeah, Mari, that's a great idea. Airbnb's a second trailer, you know, and especially during monsoon season, people into like I didn't get it like how cool the monsoon season is. Hey, what's up, Mama Cat? How you doing? I didn't get it how great it was out here. It is amazing. Like it is truly a weather phenomenon that you need to experience, because I've been in other areas and like Colorado will say, yeah, Rick, unfortunately, a lot of people are getting hit. A lot of my friends are getting hit in the outdoor world. We wonder if it's because it's a self-reliant lifestyle that's not really in tune with a lot of stuff. So we wonder if that's the reason why, or what, you know, who knows? I don't know. This world's crazy. But oh gosh, what was I talking? I was just talking about the seasonal creek and the monsoons. Oh yeah, and when I was in Colorado, I remember when I moved to Colorado, they're like, oh yeah, we have monsoon season. It's like, no, it's just more like just long rain. Like the storms out here are crazy. It can literally be like, yeah, Mama Cat, it's amazing. I've never experienced anything, and now I get it why everybody freaks out about it when it comes. It's literally like it's funny, the day before the monsoons hit, everybody's kind of grumpy because it's been the dry season for a couple months, real dusty and all that stuff. The monsoons hit, and everybody is the nicest people you've ever met, chatting everybody up. Oh, how's the weather going? How's your kids? You know, everything. And so it's a total game changer as far as the scenery and then also the mood. But what's cool about it though is like when those rains hit and after they've hit for, I'd say about a month, all these plants start sprouting up out of the high desert here. You know, anywhere from like 5,000 to 7,000 feet, you get these cool plants that come up. There's flowers all over the place. Everything is like super green. And then contrast that with the red, you know, like the red rock out here and also the red clay and all that stuff and the red soil. And it's really a striking environment. So yeah, Mama Cat, the winds are nuts. They approach like, I think 75 mile an hour is considered F1 tornado speed, and they approach that. So you gotta make sure that all of your stuff is battened down, or else it'll fly away, which is crazy. But the monsoons are really cool, and so yeah, it'd be cool if I had if I had that trailer, if I pick up another like vintage style trailer, put it down there, then people could come and stay there, you know, and experience it, because it's amazing. Like you don't expect this area, especially if you drive through during the dry season, you don't expect it to be as cool as it is. Once the monsoons hit, you're just like, whoa, it's like totally transforms. And then like Flagstaff is amazing too, because like they have these long, like Flagstaff, the reason why there's a mountain in Flagstaff is it's all volcanic activity. And it's called the San Francisco Mountain Range. And that's where all, like the San Francisco Mountain Range is where all the craters are from the volcanoes over the years. And there was a volcano that hit this area back in like, I think it was like 1182 AD, I think is when it was, around that time. And it wiped out a lot of the areas where the Native Americans were living, so a lot of them left. Well, some stayed, and they got everything back up and running again. And then when the folks that left came back, that's when they started warring, because there was only a limited amount of resources because the volcanoes kind of destroyed everything. And so prior to that, in this area, there was a ton. Yeah, Sunset Crater is incredible. There was a ton of Native American activity, and then it dwindled down, then it ramped back up, and then when everybody came back in, boy, the wars just really started happening. So we're watching on Rumble also. Oh, cool. Hey, thanks, Joe. I appreciate that. And Baby Yoda, what was that you'd said? Let me see here. Yep, monsoons. I think it's found your lunch. Yeah, the monsoons are great. So hi from Wisconsin. What do you think of the shed cabin? Yeah, those are great. I have a buddy that did that. What's real nice is, you know, you get it and it's already got the exterior already done. You just put some insulation on the inside and build it out however you want. And those sheds usually have a little loft area built in too, so you don't even have to worry about, you know, doing that. See, a cool camper. You got a 98 Lance camper sales. Oh, cool. What size is that? I'm wondering, is it for like a 6.5 foot bed or 8 foot bed or whatever? Let's see here, Greg. Cool. Hey, you have a great day too, Greg. Take care, man. Hello from Pennsylvania. Hey, thanks for tuning in, Victor. All right, let's go back and check on Sierra. She just had some milk, and I think she's crashed out and already napping. So let's take a look here. All right. Here you go, baby girl. Overlander. Oh, cool. Yeah, the Starlink's working great, man. It's awesome. Okay, so that's 11 foot 2 inch. Wow, that's a big camper. I bet you that's pretty comfortable. Yeah, those first gen tenders are awesome, Matthew. What you thinking, Sierra Pumpkin? You just gonna lay here all day and just relax, little pumpkin? Oh no, sweetie, you're such a little trooper. We'll go on a walk here in just a little bit, okay? Just chill. So she is slowing down though. You know, when we go and when I take her on walks, she wants to walk down to this one area that care credit for your dog. Okay, Joe, I'll check that out. When we walk down, she wants to go like on these really long walks, but then she gets down there and she starts limping because her hind leg, like her rear right leg, is just really sore due to the fact that that's where the tumor is. And so I think it's just pushing against, you know, her body, because you can see when you look at her rear, it kind of goes out like this where the tumor is, so it's sticking out. It just kills me. And I know too that there's probably tumors on the underside of her belly, because her belly is getting a little extended a little bit. Oh, cool, Baby Yoda, you got that first gen tender. Yeah, I found one that was really nice up in Oregon. And it was a 2002 that had a supercharger on it, which is awesome. So, yeah, over there, I thought about getting a Go Fast camper, but I don't know. I don't like the wedge for my feet or my head. You know, like either my head's at the wedge or my feet are at the wedge. And I've actually been thinking about, I've got an idea for a custom camper that I've had for a long time, and I've never seen anybody do it. And it would be for smaller trucks to get like a nice big living area, but have it packed down to like the size of just like a normal truck topper. And so, I don't know, we'll see what happens. But, you know, I'm thinking with Sierra, since her condition isn't the best, and her mobility isn't the best either, that we're just going to stay here all summer. You know, there's no need to go to Colorado. And also too, see, Valerie, you're asking me what I do for water. So I've got a community well that's right down the road. And the nice thing about the wells here is we're above an aquifer that no one else can tap into. It's kind of a remote area of Arizona, to where our wells, we have some of the deepest water in the country, and we technically have the purest water in the country. It's number one, which is great. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize the water was so good, but I started looking into it over the holidays, and I wanted to collect data on, you know, what the water situation was like in Arizona. Surprisingly, it's a lot better than what people think. You know, Arizona did a really good job of planning for it, and states like Nevada didn't. They don't have groundwater, which means water stored under the ground. They rely 100% on the Colorado River, that's a dicey proposition. So you got your dog a buggy. Oh, that's a great idea. That's what I was thinking about doing. So I was thinking about taking the back here and putting a lot, you know, her stuff in it, like her bed, her pillows, you know, all that stuff in the back of there, and then I could pull her around the quad. Then we could go for long walks, you know. We could, and then if she wanted to get out and like sniff certain areas where she likes to sniff, you know, we could do that. The only thing is I don't want her jumping out of the back of that, because I know that would hurt her if we were like putting along. And I'd go slow, you know. But she walks with me all the way down to the lower meadow and all that stuff, and she's good. But with the mobility being limited, though, we're just going to stick around here. And, you know, Colorado can wait. It'll always be there. Her breathing isn't good at the higher elevations anyway, because of the tumors in her lungs. And so we'll stay down here and we'll be all set. When I get my trailer built, is there room to come visit? Yeah, sure. Cool truck, and you're welcome to come visit anytime you want. So, so I'll probably stick here all summer. The monsoon season is going to be fantastic. And Baby Yoda, yeah, I was thinking, well, I think actually what I'm going to do is, let's see, here, hang on a second. I used a polymer 10 and then polymer. Ah, cool, Victor, that sounds like fun, man. So Baby Yoda, you're saying time for a puppy. I think what I'm going to do actually is, I think when Sarah's time is up, it's going to be crushing, obviously, but I have some hikes and some backpacks that I want to do that you can't take dogs with you. And so one is Grand Gulch, the backpack through Bears Ears that goes through all those. Oh, hang on a second. I got to turn this off. I got the hot tub going here, and I forgot that I've got the pump going, and that's 50 watts continuously. So let me go turn this off real quick inside. But the Grand Gulch backpack is like a 50-mile backpack through one of the most amazing areas of Bears Ears. And when I worked out there, well, I guess it was volunteering out there. When I volunteered out there in 2018, everybody said, like, dude, that's the most amazing backpack. It's one of the best backpacks in the country, and no one goes on it. So you have to get a permit and all that stuff, and then you roll through there. So I'd want to do that one. So that's a 50-mile backpack through like an amazing canyon. And then I also would like to backpack the Grand Canyon. And Jared, yeah, I'm planning on doing that eventually, to have a garden and chickens, both, and then maybe even an aquaponic system. I think I'll do that though when I get a little bit older. I'll be 48 this year. Actually, be 48 in like, let's see, my birthday is on April 25th, so what, 2 weeks from now. So I still have a lot of life left in me to truck camp. And the problem is, if I get a bunch of animals and stuff like that, you can't really leave your property because you gotta have somebody look after them. And so I'm gonna do that later in life when I'm kind of slowing down a little bit and seeing, just not really enjoying truck camping anymore. Because truck camping's hard on my body. You definitely expend a lot of energy and stuff like that. So it's not one of those things where I'll continue doing that late into life. But in the meantime, what I will do is build like raised flower bed or raised gardens, or flower beds to where I can put produce in there. And when I had my place in Denver, I had a pretty good garden in the backyard, and I grew lettuce and bell peppers and then regular peppers, jalapenos, stuff like that, strawberries, blueberries, all those things. And I'd love to do that again because I really do like to garden. I was a gardener for the town of Crested Butte one summer, and I loved it. It was just great. And so I'd like to do that out here, and I will do that eventually, but that's not in the short term. That's more of a long-term plan. But what's nice is that if I do need to do it, like if, unfortunately the world, crazy place, who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? I mean, with the war stuff and everything, who knows? So if I do need to hunker down and get going around here, what I could do is go to my friend's place. He's told me, he's like, yeah, you can come over here and get a few chickens and just get started like that, So what I need to do is focus on building my systems. That way, if I need to get them up and running and online real fast, I can, Because it would be fun to homestead, but you are tied to your property. And like my buddy Chad, who's got a really amazing homestead with over 100 animals, he's like, you can't leave, So that's something you have to consider. What's up, Joe? Hope everything's good in Central Michigan. So things are good here. Temperatures are good again. It's supposed to be 71 today. And then this evening it's going to be a low of like, I think 42, which is nice. And then it's going to start... it'll start cooling down again. Friday is only going to be like in the 50s with winds like in the 30s, 3-mile-an-hour range, stuff like that. What's up, pumpkin girl? You got something on the underside of your chin here. Let me get you. There you go, sweetie. You just napping? You doing good? Oh, cool. Over there. That sounds good, man. I definitely like to check out your setup. So let's see here. What else? I've got an outhouse right here. This is temporary. And then the waste box is in the bottom there. I'll be switching. I'll probably pull that out and then cover everything up because there's a big hole underneath there. It's only been used for, like, I built that last year, so there's not much use on it. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to have it to where I've got a lot of deposits there, and then have to get it pumped or whatever. The hole's deep enough to where I could just cover it up and the biology will take care of itself. And then I built that to where I could pull it down and then put wheels on the bottom side of it and move it around the property so I can wheel it somewhere else. So as I develop these areas back here and get further back in the property, I want to move that back further to see or to a more remote location. So see, Alan, let's see what we got here. I'd love to see some more bears ears footage. Oh yeah, dude, it's awesome out there. Let's see here. Lost my job. Oh man. I'm sorry that you lost your job, man, but that's awesome. I hope you get your retirement though. And yeah, Alan, if you have questions about where to go out of Bears Ears, hit me up because I've got a lot of places out there where people don't go, and I've got a lot of good maps that aren't necessarily known about that show where there's a ruin in every wash. Like every wash has like amazing ruins out there. What we would do on our days off is we would actually walk. We'd say like, hey, we haven't been in this like vein of the canyon, let's go walk up there. You'd come across multiple ruins every single time. That place is a treasure trove of insane ruins. And there's also a lot of great places to camp that are pretty remote out there, especially if you have 4x4. So hit me up about Bears Ears for sure. I'd be happy to talk to you about that. So let's see here. Cool, Troy. I can't wait to get to my property. Oh, cool. Off-grid fish. Oh, cool. That's awesome. You got a little mini farm up there. Yeah, I love it out here. The thing I love about here too is like it's so peaceful at night. I'm in a dark sky area, so the stars are just absolutely fantastic. Patrick, yeah, I think I'm going to go to Overland Expo this year. I went last year for a couple of days, but everything kind of depends on how Sierra's doing, and so we'll see how she's feeling. She can't walk the show with me, but if I can get a little buggy for her, then we can go cruise around, which I think she'd be pretty stoked about. So we'll see how that works. But yeah, but here in Arizona, it's like the solitude is amazing. I can be out here for days at a time. I never hear anybody. And if I do hear somebody, it's usually there's a guy up on top of the ridge, back over, up in that area over there, who's building a pretty cool compound up there. So he'll drive by every once in a while, but it's like I know who he is. I see his truck. Like we know who each other are, so it's no big deal. And you don't get anybody just driving around here, just looking around, because like you kind of got to know where to go to get here. Thanks for TV. I appreciate that super chat. You kind of got to know where to go around here because there are a lot of gates that road will lead to like private property and then it's gated off. A lot of those gates, they'll have like cattle back in there, and that's why they are gated off, so that the cattle don't just wander away. And there's bears and mountain lions around here and stuff like that too, which can take the cattle out. But I just think that I go into town and I love, so that's for some bacon and eggs for another video. Cool, I'll definitely fire up another one here soon. I definitely feel when I run to town, whether it's Flagstaff or Prescott, I feel it more in Flagstaff, not as much in Prescott. But I definitely feel like that, stress in town, where it's like, traffic and just normal stuff. But there is a level of stress. Victor, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. So, but it's one of those things to where when I come out here, all that stuff, he means just like, but when I come out here, all that stuff just seems like it's a world away, and it's nice, and I'm really thankful for that because, being in the public eye when there's a generally unhappy public can be challenging. A lot of comments you get these days on social media, especially if you're a content creator, are pretty aggressive, And so having a place like this to come out to where I can just kind of hang out and just chill is really nice. The Hobbit Hole, Thailand Alpine is there. Is she in your area? Yeah, she was actually just here visiting last week. She was rolling through. And so she was down in Sedona for a bit, and then she came up here. And let's see, I lived in Flagstaff for a year. House was a neighborhood built into a mountain outside. Oh, cool. Yeah, there's some great stuff out there. Matthew, not much in the way of groceries in Ash Fork. Ash Fork is just not... It's kind of more of like just an intersection on the highway off of I-40 that goes into Prescott and Prescott Valley and Chino Valley and Paulden and all those areas, because those are pretty populated areas. And I don't know why Ash Fork, the town, they don't embrace the Route 66 like tourism scenery or tourism scene like Seligman does. Like Seligman has, cool, Logan, hey, real quick, Logan got his Tenkara hot air rod for his wife for Christmas. That's a good rod. That's the one I use. That's got a strong backbone on it, even though it's not that big of a rod. So that's a fun one. So, and then, yeah, Overland, Jerome's incredible. Tough to find places to camp over there, though, because it's a pretty populated, it's a pretty popular area, especially in the summertime. A lot of people from Phoenix come up there because it's in higher elevations and the temperatures are cooler. But just amazing town with amazing history and the coolest scenery. Every place there on the back patio looks out over Sedona or looks out towards Sedona. So you have the entire valley, then all those amazing red rocks out there. And so it's a cool area. And then it's got a pretty sordid history too with all the mining. And it's also got some areas that are said to have had lots of paranormal activity. So Jerome is a neat town, really neat town. The lead singer of Tool, Maynard, he has, cool, thanks, Irene, I appreciate that. Kiss that sweet girl for me. I definitely will. I've been kissing her all the time. I kiss her as much as I can. But the lead singer from Tool, he's got a winery in Jerome. And Jerome has amazing restaurants because of the amount of people that come through there. Amazing restaurants, amazing historic hotels. It's a fun, walkable town, if you don't mind climbing some hills and some stuff like that. So... Archangel Shop and BV. Yeah, Camper, that's where I used to go and get some stuff. I've thought about hiking the Appalachian Trail through Pennsylvania, Victor, but I don't know. We'll see. There's a bunch of trails I'd love to do. And we'll see how my backpack... So the only thing is like my right knee... Everybody know about Jerome from his winery. Yeah, there's... the only thing is my right knee, I had a surgery on it a couple years ago, and it just hurts after... a long day on trails, like hurts bad to where the next day I got to stay off it. So we'll see how the backpacking is. There's also the Arizona Trail, What the Arizona Scenic Trail through here is amazing. So, oh, Logan. So yeah. So what you do is when you get your Tenkara line and you get like your you know, it's all set up, and then the Hobbit hole. Yeah, it's amazing out here. The Arizona's amazing. But when you get all set up, you know, you've got that nylon cord, and it's always spooled like this. And all you do is grab it on one end and slowly pull it like hard while you're really gripping the line. Pull it like that, and it'll stay straight. So you have to do that pretty much every time, because that little spool that you put it on just wraps it real tight, the Tenkara fixed line. So when you take it out, you can do it. You can also get a braided line, which I'd recommend. The braided lines don't do that, and they cut really good through wind. But the spool, the like orange fixed line that it comes with is usually like 11 or 13 feet. Those are nice because they float on top of water, and so it's easy to track your fly with that. But once you get into Tenkara fishing a little bit, you'll be like, I don't need to have this thing float on top of water. I want it to cut through wind, because the nylon fly line that comes with the Tenkara rod does not cut through wind. It's not designed for that. You know, it's always windy in Colorado. So what I would do is I would go to an area where I have the wind to the back of me, and then I could cast with the nylon line. And then if I had the braided line, which is like cloth, it's like cords that are all braided together, you can throw that into a stiff wind and it'll cut right through it and throw the fly out there. The only thing with that is that line does not float, and so it can have a tendency to pull your fly under if you're just kind of letting it sit there. If you throw it out though and then put some action on it, like drag it along, like mimicking bug movements in the water, then you're usually in good shape and it won't go under. So your fly won't go under. So just a heads up. But that's how you straighten out that coil feature on the fly rod. You just hold the line real hard, real firm on one end, and just slowly, like, kind of like, it's almost like you're stretching it out, and just have it really tight between your fingers and just go along real slow, and it'll just straighten it out and it'll be fine. Then you'll be jamming. So let's see, what else do I want to talk about? Quad's doing good. Oh yeah, no problem, Logan. Anytime, man. Quad's doing good. Just took it in for service. Everything's going great with this. I do want to get into more ATV camping. So, you know, when Sierra is no longer here, there's some trails that are down by the wilderness area that are ATV only. Like, and you can hike them too, obviously. But you can take an ATV back in there. And then I want to get the deal on the back of the quad that has like the storage area back here. You know, like that wraps around. Almost looks like a buddy seat, you know. But you can put a bunch of stuff in there. And I want to get a winch on the front and be good to go. I do have that other quad, which I'm going to sell, and got it all fixed up and ready to roll. So we're going to put that on the market and see what we can get. And it still has a warranty with it. So if anybody is in Northern Arizona and they want a quad that has, hey, what's up, Chris? How you doing, buddy? That hiking guy. If anybody wants a quad that has a winch on it, and Victor, no, I don't have Onyx, but I'm gonna get it now that I got a new phone. The last phone I had was such a piece of junk. I couldn't run that stuff. But if anybody wants a quad, then I'll have one available. It's a 2019. It's got about 1,000 hours of time on it. It's got upgraded wheels, upgraded suspension. It seems like something's different on the engine. It seems faster than my new one. So, and it's the utility model that has the real good rails on it and everything. So it's real good for work. It's got a hitch on the front and the back, which is nice if you're working with one of those ATV trailers and you want to take it down into some area. You don't have to back it down in there, especially if it's like downhill. You can just drive it down front ways, which is nice. And then it's got a 3,000 pound winch on it, so you can move trees and all that stuff. But I'm going to deck out the new one with the old gear. I mean, I'm not going to take it off. I'm just going to buy new gear and put it on the same one, and also use it for camping and stuff like that. So it's a Polaris 570 Sportsman. It's the one that has the utility model features on it. So thanks for the chat. I need to head out. I'll check oh, cool, Orlando. Have a good day, man. So anyway, and if anybody wants to come drive it, you know, just hit me up. You can come over and drive it. So, but I haven't put it on the market yet. I'll probably put it on within a week or two. I'll wait till after this weekend. This weekend is, oh, cool, Valerie, that's awesome. You're going to hike the Oregon trails this summer. That's awesome. It'd be a cool one to hike, those historic trails. I'll be having my first meetup, Patrick. I don't know. Let's see. Let me think about that, and I'll get back to you. I was thinking somewhere around, like, I don't know. It's got a 1.5 years left on the warranty, so, like, I mean, with the winch and everything, like, maybe, like, 7,500 or something. I don't know. We'll see. Let me these trips. The Toyota's going great. Paraiba. Sorry, I couldn't say that word. Life. It's doing well. Tyler from Tyler Hughes is a friend of mine from Findlay Toyota in Flagstaff. He runs the service department up there. Got my truck totally dialed in. There's this guy, I think his name was JT, that was the tech that worked on it. And man, he went through everything. My truck has never driven better, ever. It's awesome. So, Victor, yeah, I was gonna get that. I was gonna get the Onyx. Okay, Patrick T. Let's definitely chat. Hey, if you want to shoot me an email through my website, that way we could exchange phone numbers and stuff like that. I got the Patreon meetup this weekend, and then I'll get some stuff going on next week, so I won't be around. But then the weekend after that, I'll be here. So maybe we could chat about that. And then I'm kind of between Seligman and Prescott, kind of a little bit in that area, a little bit to the west. So that's where I'm located at. But anyway, let's see. So yeah, this weekend though is the Patreon meetup. It's the first one I've ever done. I'm finally feeling better to where I can host people, which is cool. And let's see, the mileage now in the Tacoma is 370,000. So, it's a lot, but it's working great. So I'm stoked about that. But yeah, the meetup this weekend, I've got 6 people that have confirmed so far that are coming. So, oh, okay, Patrick, I love Cortez, man. That's a cool area. That's where we used to go and resupply when I was over in Bears Ears that one summer. So, but yeah, so the Patreon meetup is this weekend, and I've made 6 different sites where people can vehicle camp out here, so we're good to go. And then in the future, I'm gonna do one that has see, cool truck. You got a 2006 Ford F350. Oh, nice. That's a nice truck. In less than 150,000 miles, those things run forever. You know, that's what Tim from Truckhouse Life uses. Cool truck, and I think his is an 05 F350. So those are badass trucks. I mean, talk about running forever. I those have like the Power Stroke in them, the diesel Power Stroke, which run like crazy. So, but anyway, so yeah, looking forward to this weekend, and we'll do a bunch of videos this weekend, and I want to do a video about the meetup and who all's here and all that stuff. So we'll be doing that. But all right, everybody, it's getting close to quitting time here. I actually have some friends coming to visit this morning, and then I need to get everything cranking on here. I'm gonna process up all this wood. I've got it laying around all over my property. Take it all down to the lower section and get it cleaned up in anticipation of my friends getting here. So thanks for tuning in. Also, thanks to everybody that signed up for the newsletter. The first one went out yesterday. If you signed up after that and you want the newsletter, just shoot me a message. Say, hey, you know, when you shoot me a message to the website. Say, hey, just send that to me and I can send them to you direct. I got a really great response from everybody, so I appreciate that. And I'll be doing those once a month. It'll go out generally on the 1st of the month. The reason why this one went out on the 11th is just because I decided to do the newsletter within the past week. So that's why it went out when it did. Everything going forward will be around the 1st of the month. So just heads up. So, all right, Patrick, Sally, Mama Cat, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Let's go back over and say what's up to Sierra, and we'll end on that. And then I'm going to hit the hot tub for a little bit and then get my day started. Get that hot tub going and get everything loosened up so I can make it all sore again. You know what I mean? So, what's up, girl? We're coming in to see you. What are you doing over here, you little stinker? Everybody loves you, baby girl. You gonna take a nap in the sun? Just love you, sweetie. You're such a good girl. All right, everybody, have a great day. Thank you for tuning in. I'll have another video up soon, and y'all be good to each other, all right? Take care. We'll see you on the next one.